Hello everyone. So today I would like to share with you how I was able to create a simple rocky slope garden without removing a lot of soil or doing anything special that would require like a lot of work. And then also I would like to share with you the plants that work best in a rocky slope garden. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. All right, first let me give you an overview of this rocky slope garden right here. It's this strip right here along there. I don't know if you can tell, but there are different levels to this area. You have the top level, and then this is the next level, and then here's the next level where the pathway is, and then there's another level right there. So what did I do first? Well, the first thing that I did was create the pathway, and then after that was just seeing how everything was working out. I knew that I wanted to create something that when it does rain, water is not going to be coming down that fast. And this is it's like a steep incline here. You probably cannot tell how steep it is, but it's pretty steep, and that's why I created all the different levels, so that way the water is not rushing down very quickly. So let me kind of show you the whole space, like how steep of an incline it is first. All right, so here is what it looks like. I know it really can't translate in the video how steep it is, but it is pretty steep. I would say more than probably like between 50 to 65 of an incline. So what I did in the very beginning was to create this pathway. Now I am not saying that's the route that you should do it, but that's what I did because it was important to me to create a pathway in the beginning because I want to have access to the garden, and I wanted a pathway to be able to walk in and out of the garden. Now this happened, I guess you can say, organically, as I was thinking, dreaming of a way to slow down the water when it does rain. So one day I came up with an idea that what if I created a small bed like this with just rocks. Just like that, I had big rocks up there, and then I laid down some smaller rocks in the center, and then I also had the rocks here as a border. I put all the rocks here to create that retaining wall kind of look and to stop as much water as I can right around here. So that's what I did initially, and then just working my way down this way. I did lay down a lot of mulch in the beginning. So what I did was create the different layers of rocks and then just lay down mulch, of course, along with planting in this area. And that's all that I did over here. So because of that nice descending level, I didn't have to remove soil. It was kind of like already done for me. Same thing with the pathway. I did not remove any soil from here. Whatever was here, I just worked with it. Now here's a disadvantage of not changing too much of the topography or the way the landscape looked already. So the consequence is that it's not quite level. Like the walkway, it's not quite level. It is at a tilt a little bit. So everything here is not quite level. everything slopes down this way, which is good because that's what we want. We want, whenever there's water coming down, we don't want it to go towards the house. We want everything to come down away from the house. So everything that has been put in place here had that in mind. All right, let's talk about the plants that will do well in a rocky slope garden. Well, I can honestly say that there's not any difference in how you plant on a slope versus on a flat surface. So because of that, all the plants that I have here are pretty much the same plants I have everywhere around my garden here. Maybe some areas more than others where I have these plants, but technically you can plant any plants for the most part on a rocky slope garden, the same way that you would have them in other parts of the garden as well. It gives the whole garden a different look. So let me go ahead and show you some of the plants I have here. All right, let's start here. So this is Blue Star Juniper, and that one is Touch of Gold Juniper. It had some dieback during the summer, so I had to prune it way back, and that's where it is right now. And this is Creeping Thyme. This is Everillo Carex, another Creeping Thyme. I have Dusty Miller here. It's not doing too good this year, but it's still not doing bad. I have Sedum over here. I have Dusty Miller, Blue Star Juniper, and right here I have Ground Covers and Sedum Angelina. This is Creeping Phlox. So you can see I have the same kinds of plants that I have in other parts of the garden, except maybe I don't have a lot of the Dusty Millers in other parts of the garden. Not because I couldn't plant them anywhere else, it's because at the time I thought the white of the Dusty Miller would look really good with the different colors here. Oh, and I forgot this big one. This is Fall Cypress or Golden Mop Cypress, and it's doing beautifully. So you can see that these are just simple plants arranged in a different type of garden and in a different way, so to speak. But pretty much these are the same plants that you could plant somewhere else. Now, I just tuck in some ground covers today there, and I have lamb's ear right there. So I'm trying this year, and next year I'm going to work with filling in spaces with different ground covers. So right now I have some ground covers placed strategically in different spots. I will say though, what you want to keep in mind is that depending on where a rocky slope garden is, you want to be mindful of how much water it gets. So what that means is this garden here does not have any drip irrigation. So because of that, all the plants here have to be very drought tolerant, that they could go for a longer period of time without me watering them. So that's what I would say to keep in mind depending on where your slope garden is. If it's far away or in an area where you can't always get to watering then I would suggest doing drought tolerant plants. And I will say also that this garden is still not established yet. It's still developing, but you can see that the plants that are here are doing really well. And you can see that some of these plants can be planted elsewhere as well. They're not just only for a rocky slope garden. So in conclusion, I hope you're able to see that creating a simple rock garden is very doable, and just try to work with what you have in your space already, so that way you don't feel like you have to remove a lot of things from your own garden just to make the rock garden. Just work with what you have. Also too, you saw that the plants I have are not any plants, any special plants. These are actually plants that I do have in other parts of my garden. Also, I would say that if your rocky slope garden is away from a water source or you don't have drip irrigation, just make sure that you use drought tolerant plants, and they should be able to do well, and it'll be less work on you. So with that, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it enjoyable and helpful. And until my next video, take care and bye for now.
Thanks so much for watching this video, folks. Please make sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on anything.